There is a silent countdown happening inside your body right now. It doesn't make a sound, and it won't show up in your routine blood tests. But every decade after you cross the age of 40, your foundation, the very pillars that hold your world together, is being systematically dismantled from the inside out. Most people believe that aging is a slow fade. They are wrong. For many, it's a sudden crash. One split second on a wet floor, one missed step on a curb, and the life you knew is over. You don't just fall, you enter what clinicians call the death spiral. Research shows that a single hip fracture after 65 carries a mortality rate comparable to many types of cancer. And it all begins with a process you've likely never heard of: dynapenia. By the time you reach 50, your body has already started making a cold, physiological calculation. If you don't use the massive muscle fibers in your lower body, your nervous system simply disconnects them. This isn't about weak legs. This is about the loss of your physical autonomy. Studies show that between the ages of 50 and 70, you can lose nearly 30% of your leg strength. That's 30% of your ability to stand up from a chair, 30% of your balance, and potentially your freedom. But why the legs? Why are they called the second heart? Science now shows us that your quadriceps and glutes are more than just motors. They function as endocrine organs. When they're strong, they release anti-aging compounds directly into your bloodstream. When they atrophy, cognitive function can decline with them. Research indicates that leg power is one of the most accurate predictors of how long and how well you will live. Most senior workouts treat you like you're already broken. They give you light weights and seated movements. But if you want to reclaim your life, you need to challenge your body with precision. You don't need a gym. You need the most feared and most effective unilateral movement in human history: the Bulgarian Split Squat. This is an interrogation of your weakness. Why is this movement considered a gold standard for longevity? Because life doesn't happen on two legs simultaneously. You trip on one leg. You climb stairs one leg at a time. The Bulgarian Split Squat forces your brain to recalibrate your balance and rebuild the stability in your knees and hips that decades of sitting have eroded. It targets what I call the big three: the quadriceps, your braking system. Without them, you don't walk, you shuffle. The glutes, your engine. These muscles prevent the old age lean and keep your spine upright. The core, your shield. It stabilizes your entire frame during the movement. You don't need a coach, you need focus. Here's how we rewrite your physiological script, step by step. The setup. Place one foot behind you on a sturdy chair or bench. This elevation forces your front leg to handle approximately 80% of your body weight, triggering significant muscular adaptation. The descent. Lower yourself as if you're descending into deep, controlled silence. Your front knee must stay aligned over your ankle. Feel the stretch in your hip. This is where your mobility lives. The ascent. Drive through your heel. Don't simply stand up. Push the floor away from you. This explosive movement builds the power that catches you when you slip. If you feel wobbly, don't be frustrated. Be grateful. That wobbling is your brain's neural pathways firing for the first time in years. You're actively rewiring your nervous system. But strength isn't built on the gym floor alone. It's forged in the kitchen. Most people over 50 are undernourishing their muscles without realizing it. To support the work you've just done, your body needs more than calories. It needs targeted fuel. After 50, your physiology changes. Your body develops what's called anabolic resistance. It becomes less responsive to muscle-building signals unless you provide the right stimulus. A simple post-workout snack isn't enough. You need to deliver the precise nutrients your muscles require for repair. you need a strong protein signal, specifically an amino acid called leucine, found abundantly in eggs, Greek yogurt, and lean meats. But protein alone isn't sufficient. Your muscles also require magnesium and potassium, found in spinach, avocados, and pumpkin seeds. These minerals act as electrical conductors, allowing your nervous system to communicate effectively with your muscle fibers. Without adequate minerals and deep hydration, your muscles can't recover efficiently. They become starved of oxygen at the cellular level. Nutrition isn't a diet. It's the raw material required to rebuild your foundation.
And now, we must talk about the most vulnerable point in your entire skeletal structure. That dull, lingering ache in your lower back when you slide out of bed? It's not simply the cost of getting older. It's the sound of your skeletal structure slowly collapsing under its own weight. You probably dismiss that morning stiffness. You blame it on the mattress. You blame it on a bad night's sleep. You blame it on the passage of time. You're wrong. That pain is a warning siren. It's the physical manifestation of a neurological adaptation that clinical researchers call gluteal amnesia, also known as dead butt syndrome. Decades of sitting, in cars, on couches, at desks, have forced your brain to make a ruthless decision. Because you haven't been using the largest, most powerful muscle group in your body, the gluteus maximus, your nervous system has systematically severed the connection to it. It has put your glutes to sleep. Why is this a problem? Because your glutes do more than help you walk. They're the primary shock absorbers for your entire upper body. When your glutes are disconnected, every step you take, every time you bend over, every time you stand up, the impact bypasses the muscle and crashes directly into the fragile discs of your lumbar spine. Your lower back muscles, designed only for micro-adjustments, are suddenly forced to carry the load of your entire body. They're straining, they're inflaming, and eventually, they can fail. You don't have a bad back. You have a disconnected nervous system. And the way to fix it is through a movement that forces your brain to re-establish the connection. We call it the Glute Bridge. But you should think of it as your spinal rescue protocol. It looks deceptively simple. Don't be fooled. This is deep, foundational neurological reprogramming. By isolating the posterior chain, you're bypassing the dominant muscles at the front of your legs and forcing the dormant powerhouses in your hips to wake up and relieve your overloaded spine. Here's how you reclaim your structure. Step 1. Lie flat on your back on a firm surface. This removes gravity from the equation, giving your spine a momentary reprieve. Step 2. Bend your knees, keeping your feet firmly planted hip-width apart. Place your arms by your sides, anchoring your upper body. Step 3. Here's the key. Don't simply lift your hips. That's a mistake that will strain your back further. Instead, imagine driving your heels straight down through the floor. Push the earth away from you. Step 4. As you press, contract your glutes forcefully. Squeeze them hard, because your mobility depends on it. Lift until your body forms a straight, rigid line from your shoulders to your knees. Your spine should be neutral, protected, and entirely supported by the powerful muscles of your hips. Hold this position for 3 powerful seconds. In those 3 seconds, you're sending a strong electrical signal from your brain to muscles that have been dormant for years. You're reminding your body how to support itself. Slowly, with absolute control, lower your hips back to the floor. Don't drop. Control the descent. That eccentric motion is where the microscopic muscle fibers are strengthened. Begin with 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. If your lower back pinches at the top, you're arching your spine. Stop. Reset. The tension should be felt entirely in the hips. Every time you perform this movement, you're building a protective corset of muscle around your spine.
you're actively lifting the burden off your lower back. But here's something critical. A strong muscle pulling on weak bone is a recipe for fracture. As we reactivate these powerful muscles, the force placed on your pelvis and femur increases significantly. If your bone density is low, a condition known as osteopenia, the newly strengthened muscle could create excessive stress on the bone. To prevent this, your skeletal density should match your muscular strength. This requires adequate calcium and its absorption partner, vitamin D. Without vitamin D, calcium simply passes through your digestive system without being absorbed. Support your bone health with calcium-rich dairy, fortified foods, and vitamin D from sources like salmon, or consider targeted supplementation after consulting your healthcare provider. You're not simply exercising, you're actively rebuilding your foundation before problems arise. Imagine waking up tomorrow, swinging your legs out of bed, and feeling nothing but solid, pain-free stability.
That freedom is not lost to the past. It's waiting for you to build it. Before we move to the foundation of your mobility, let's address joint and spine protection. The glute bridge builds the muscular support, but chronic inflammation can damage your cartilage over time. To combat this, your body benefits from omega-3 fatty acids, found abundantly in wild-caught salmon, sardines, and flax seeds. These compounds help regulate inflammatory pathways throughout your body, including your lower back. Paired with hydrolyzed collagen, which supports connective tissue health, you're actively maintaining the shock-absorbing structures of your spine. But even with a strong spine, there's another critical system that needs attention. That heavy, swollen feeling in your lower legs at the end of the day. It's more than simple fatigue. It's gravity working against your cardiovascular system. And if you ignore it, the blood pooling in your ankles can become a serious problem. We're conditioned to think of the heart as the sole engine of circulation, a solitary, tireless pump in your chest, keeping you alive. But here's the truth. Your heart is remarkably efficient at pushing oxygen-rich blood down through your arteries to your extremities. But getting that heavy, deoxygenated blood back up, against the relentless force of gravity? The heart is fundamentally incapable of doing this alone. It requires a second heart, an auxiliary pumping station located in the most neglected part of your entire physical structure, your calves. When you sit for hours, when your stride shortens, when your calves lose their muscular density, a critical physiological failure occurs. The blood descends, but it doesn't return efficiently. It pools in the veins of your lower legs. The ankles swell. The skin feels tight and heavy. Most people dismiss this as a normal part of getting older. It's not normal. Stagnant blood creates risk. When blood stops moving properly, it can coagulate, forming what's known in the medical world as a deep vein thrombosis, or DVT. In severe cases, if a clot breaks loose, it can travel through the venous system and reach the lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism, a serious, potentially life-threatening event. Those severe cramps that jolt you awake in the middle of the night, the ones that make your calf seize up, that's your muscle tissue experiencing oxygen deprivation. It's localized hypoxia. Your cells are struggling because metabolic waste hasn't been flushed out, and fresh oxygen has been blocked. To prevent this, to work with gravity instead of against it, you must manually activate the pump. You must engage the gastrocnemius and the deeper, tireless soleus muscle. This goes beyond aesthetics. This is about cardiovascular health and survival. The mechanism is simple, yet often ignored: the calf raise. Every time you perform a strict, deliberate calf raise, the powerful muscle bellies of your lower leg
contract forcefully against the deep veins within them. They compress the veins, acting as a biological hydraulic press. This compression pushes the pooled blood upward, forcing it past the one-way valves built into your veins, sending it back toward your lungs to be reoxygenated. Here's how you execute this protocol. Step 1. Stand behind a solid, stable object, a heavy chair, a countertop, or a wall. Plant your feet hip-width apart, feeling the solid ground beneath you. Step 2. Slowly rise up. Push through the balls of your feet, extending the ankle joint to its maximum comfortable range of motion. Don't rush. Controlled movement is essential for the pumping mechanism. Step 3. At the very peak of the movement, when you're balanced on your toes, pause. Squeeze the calf muscles hard. That momentary isometric hold is when the venous pump is fully compressed. The blood is being pushed upward. Step 4. Now, resist gravity on the way down. Lower your heels with deliberate control. It's in this slow, eccentric phase that the veins expand back open, creating negative pressure that draws fresh blood into the tissue. Begin with 3 sets of 12 controlled repetitions. Focus on precision. You're training to maintain healthy circulation. But here's the critical piece. A mechanical pump is useless if the electrical system powering it fails. You can perform thousands of calf raises, but if the electrochemical balance inside your muscle cells is disrupted, the muscle fibers will cramp and refuse to release. This brings us to the chemistry of cramps and proper hydration.
Your muscles contract using calcium, but they require a different element to relax: magnesium. Magnesium blocks the calcium channel, telling the muscle fiber to release. Potassium regulates the electrical voltage across the cellular membrane, preventing nerve misfires. Without adequate intake of these essential minerals, found in dark leafy greens, avocados, black beans, and pumpkin seeds, your muscles can cramp and malfunction. And critical to this entire system is hydration. Not occasional sips when your mouth feels dry, but consistent, deep hydration throughout the day. Dehydrated blood becomes thick and viscous, forcing your heart to work harder and increasing strain on your entire circulatory system. Every time you rise onto your toes, you're working with your body's natural systems. You're flushing metabolic waste from your extremities. You're supporting the vessels of your lungs, reducing strain on your heart, and maintaining your ability to move freely without pain or swelling. Nutrition supports your foundation, but movement is what builds it. The Bulgarian Split Squat, the Glute Bridge, the calf raise. These aren't typical senior exercises. They're your longevity protocol. Society expects you to slow down, to accept limitations, to surrender your independence. Rewrite that script. Don't wait for a fall to force change. The ground is unforgiving, but you can be stronger. You only need 10 minutes a day to rebuild the foundation of your independence. So, which of these 3 movements are you starting today? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to Health and Longevity Hub for evidence-based health strategies often overlooked by mainstream fitness. Stay strong, protect your mobility, and thrive.